Time's up. Let's do this.
Hello, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I am Babael, and joining me today is ChubbyBunny. Finally, just back in time, I guess, to save my ass. But yeah, we have the quarterfinals here between MSI. In the MSI beat it RGN League C qualifier. It's the Wildcard one, and two teams for today in the quarterfinals is gonna be the Kingdom versus MITH.Trust.
Hi, Babael. Glad I made it back just in time. So to all the viewers out there, hi, I'm ChubbyBunny. So today we have Kingdom versus MITH.Trust. Kingdom, the team from Singapore, and MITH.Trust from Thailand. And I mean, yesterday we saw MITH.Trust play. They were very impressive.
Yeah, pretty good stuff. It was more or less a complete steamroll against Vegetable Fish. But yeah, what we have here is a pretty interesting situation where they're actually gonna draw first. And they will do a remake and they'll go back into the game again a little bit later. So I'm gonna show you guys the draft in case you missed out. So we have on Dire's side, I think this is gonna be MITH.Trust, and on Radiant team it's gonna be Kingdom. Kingdom is from Singapore, and MITH.Trust is definitely from Thailand. And it seems like Radiant's gonna have the first ban there. They're gonna ban out the icon.
Yep. I mean, I've never really seen such a scenario such as this right now. So this is a completely new thing for me. And look at the MITH.Trust players just fooling around. Even if the game attacks, just playing what stand-in. Man, these guys are just trolling around.
Yep. Well, stand-in is a pretty interesting thing. I've learned about this over the last few days. Generally, stand-in means that it's not a main player, right?
Yep. But usually you see that, yeah, for all these strange players. And actually, one interesting thing right here for the viewers is that, okay, 2D from Kingdom, he's actually played for one of the big teams called Titan from Malaysia. He stood in for them, and he had a great impact with them.
Interesting, but now they're all with Kingdom, and it's pretty interesting to see that we're gonna see a Void being banned out. By the way, this is still gonna be a best of one between both teams, and if any of this team lose this one game, it's gonna be over for them in the MSI Beat It tournament.
Yep. And I mean, so far both teams actually taking their time just to ban out heroes, I guess. And I just realized Lacels isn't here, Fixers isn't here, a lot of players missing. So maybe that's why these teams are just taking their time, just drafting, with no rush.
Yeah, could also be the case that the players are actually a little late. Therefore, they decided to go with the draft first, and then they'll do a remake when they're here in time. No harm whatsoever. But we're gonna see the Faceless Void and the Razor being banned out as well, following the Lycan, which is pretty standard stuff. We'd like to see Tinker being banned out, but it's gonna be up to Dire to decide that. But Radiant, do you think they play a good Tinker?
No. To be honest, I haven't really seen any of these teams play Tinker before, so I can't really say that I'm too excited, because maybe these two teams, they haven't figured out a draft which actually revolves around Tinker.
Interesting. So we're gonna see the Viper being banned out as well, and that's a lot of carry that's being banned out as well. And what do you think is gonna be the first pick coming from Kingdom?
I mean, we might see something standard, maybe your Death Prophet. I mean, Viper's banned out, so maybe you might even see Shadow Shaman come out as usual.
Would definitely be interesting to see that. So Shadow Shaman is pretty good. Would like to see, just now I think I saw the first pick on Doom.
Well, I mean, yeah, Doom, of course, he's a legit hero. He's always good for locking down people, especially since heroes like Scarf Mage, Faceless Void are always so common in this meta. So it's always good to just have the extra silence, especially since you can't even use items to keep alive, can't even TP back. So right, your prediction came true. Kingdom, Doom, first pick.
Yep. So we're gonna have Brewmaster being picked out as well by MITH.Trust, and Kingdom is gonna run the Doom. It's pretty interesting to see the Invasion. I think it's the one that the whole team, in fact, if you're here slightly early on the stream, you would see the Invasion just steamrolls over the opponent there in just 15 minutes. And Ideal is a pretty recognized team in Thailand. It's not as top tier, but it's still quite decent, and they're just not able to hold the front against Invasion. But here we're gonna have Brewmaster and Death Prophet coming out from MITH.Trust. What do you think of that?
Death Prophet and Brewmaster. Okay, it looks like the Death Prophet maybe just put a lot of push pressure, get your extra tower gold, and this way Brewmaster gets a fast bling dagger which snowballs into a lot of aggression. So, but at the same time, it's a bit greedy. I mean, the Death Prophet, when you're locked down on her early game, and she's fighting from behind, not exactly a fun hero to play.
Yeah. So here, just waiting on the last pick in this first picking phase for Radiant. But we're gonna have Doom here, and it's interesting to see that Doom has got, you know, the big ultimate Doom that really just silences a lot of different heroes here. And I would like to see some more AoE from Radiant. For Dire, I think they are okay in terms of you know, just being pretty standard stuff. MITH.Trust, they know that Kingdom is pretty new, but they're not gonna go fooling around with Husker or with some of the more interesting, you know, heroes from yesterday. But I would like to see ES again on Noki.
Definitely. Okay, actually at the moment, I would say that, okay, I've casted a few games for Kingdom before and I've watched them play. The draft is usually very similar. So that's why I guess they're taking a bit more time to decide in the second pick, because usually the Brewmaster is picked up by 2D, but in this case I think it's going to be 2D playing on Doom. But they probably could be discussing Fixers here who plays the mid lane. And there we go, Shadow Shaman picked up as usual.
Yep, that's pretty interesting to see Shadow Shaman being picked up. It's the standard route coming in from most of these teams here. Shadow Shaman's fantastic support, great boost potential with the Mass Serpent Wards as well. And that's really just going to help counter a little bit on Death Prophet's Exorcism in terms of push. But here's where things get a little bit interesting with the bans. So what do you think they're going to ban out?
I have a feeling like, oh, Anti-Mage. That's a respect ban. That is a respect ban for Lacels, because Lacels plays one of the best anti-mage carries now in the Southeast Asia server, especially since some of the best anti-mage players have kind of retired, like Burning, for example, from DK. So, wow. I wasn't expecting that, because anti-mage doesn't really go well, doesn't really gel with this kind of lineups, especially in this current meta. So, I mean, I'm not sure whether, I mean, I do understand the respect ban, but I'm not sure whether it was actually valid.
Yeah. It's interesting to see that we have also the anti-mage being banned. That's what you say, right? Anti-mage and Ember Spirit, both of which are pretty interesting as carry. I don't really see anti-mage being relevant in the current meta, because probably over the last few days of my casting career in Dota 2, you know, you don't really have that the pick there coming from anti-mage. But Scarab Mage being banned out as well. Wow. And Mirana.
I can actually see the logic behind that, because if you ban out the Scarf, it's really, really good, especially since Scarf is an instant silence with the Ancient Seal. But wow, okay, good, real big pickup. So now this Doom must be very, very careful.
Yeah, if he steals Doom, that's gonna still be very, very devastating for Radiant. They have the Shadow Shaman to work with. They have also got Doom, but Rubik, they're really gonna steal almost everything. Imagine if Rubik steals Mass Up and what? Yes, it's pretty useless in team fights, but it's still gonna help them, you know, just have a little bit more extra edge in that team fight.
Oh, but if the Shadow Shaman is level 11, I mean, those Serpent Wards, they really hurt. So I wouldn't say that they're completely useless in a team fight, because they dish out a lot of damage. And I mean, if the Rubik can place them well enough, or Shadow Shaman can place them well enough, you can actually catch someone in those wards, and good luck to you. You're just stuck there taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, for sure. So here, just waiting on Radiant's first pick for the second picking phase. It's going to be a Disruptor. Well, it seems like both of these teams are going to play something a little bit different, rather than the standard, you know, Death Prophet, Earthshaker kind of a thing that it really just happens all across the way. I'm not seeing the standard stuff coming in here. Still no Tidehunter. That's interesting.
That's good, but at the same time, I mean, I do know that, you know, maybe the teams that, I mean, generally teams, the professional teams like such as these two, they probably get a bit sick of playing the same usual heroes, playing the same push strat. So, I mean, you never know. It's good that these teams are actually just getting a bit more versatile with the draft. So you see Disruptor returning back to this, Rubik coming back into the picture. I'm actually quite happy to see this.
Yep, pretty interesting. So we have Visage as well from MITH.Trust. They know it's a best of one. They're not going to throw this away. But they're picking a little bit interesting for the second picking phase, the Rubik and Visage. I thought that Death Prophet and Brewmaster are pretty standard stuff, but they started standard and they decided to go a little bit rogue here. What do you think of this lineup so far from Dire?
I don't know, man. It's a bit of a gamble. I haven't seen Visage actually picked up for a very, very long time. And but then again, you know, Visage is one of those heroes where he can actually dish out a lot of damage and a lot of slow, and he's actually relatively tanky. But once he gets up, for example, a Medallion, heroes like the Shadow Shaman and the Disruptor are just gonna fall rather easily. Ooh, yeah. Dragon Knight pickup. Okay, so this is gonna be Fixers playing on a Dragon Knight.
Yeah, pretty interesting to see that Dragonite coming in. It's a very good tank, and what I like about Radiant's lineup is the fact that they've got quite a lot of tank there. Doom, Dragonite, pretty interesting stuff, and it's generally gonna fall back into a little bit of a dual call kind of a strat with Disruptor. Disruptor, we've seen, you know, Disruptor being just utility based, very, very good, but it's gonna be up to the entire team synergy here to pick up what's gonna happen. And we also have Juggernaut being banned out, so Juggernaut is the last hero I'll think of as a viable hero in this whole phase for Radiant, but they still decides to banning out. Morphling is pretty okay. Bristleback, standard stuff, Bristleback.
Oh, but this is actually, I think this is a Bristleback carry. This could actually be Lakel's playing under Bristleback, because Bristleback, he doesn't need damage items. He has, I mean, what do you call it again? Oh, you have your Warpath. Once you get it stacking up, he actually has the equivalent of rapier damage, something which is actually underestimated quite a lot. So, MITH.Trust thinking out of the box. I mean, if you think about it, we are actually seeing 5 heroes which have not been picked up usually in the past 3 days.
Yeah. So Bristleback, Visage, Rubik, Death Prophet, Brewmaster coming up from Dire. And Radiant now we're gonna have Warlock finishing up. That's pretty good. They were missing out in terms of teamfight synergy, but here comes the Warlock to try and provide some form of stun. And Disruptor also gonna go in with the Static Storm, and the wall in really is gonna be pretty exciting here coming up from Kingdom. So while we wait for both teams to just remake this game, we're gonna take a little bit of a break, and hopefully it's gonna be okay by then. So we're gonna put up a bit of a delay meanwhile. But do we leave the game? We do, right?
Yeah, we do leave the game. Are we still live?
Yep, we're still live. That's right.
Hi guys, and hi Twitch viewers and Dota viewers, Dota TV. See you guys soon.
So what I'm trying to do now is trying to make sure that at least that, you know, the sound is not gonna have a problem here, because in the first game I think the sound was having some issues.
Okay. Do you figure out what's the problem?
Yeah, I plugged in a new speaker that I just bought, so that is bound to set some problem.
Yep, so okay, team logos coming up. Kingdom. Hehe. Let me disturb somebody. Fixers.
So we're going into game here, and just waiting for them to just sit down.
Oh,
and
Noki isn't
hopefully
playing
everything's
today.
good.
Noki's not playing today. It's somebody new.
Noki is not playing, so
It's
stand
a stand-in. Yep, stand-in. Noxism. I don't know what you call him. Nocism? Or no CSM.
No CSM.
That works.
No CSM. No sir, no Sergeant Major. Not gonna happen, but yeah. Alright, so just waiting for KYT to take his seat, and we'll go in.
Yep, so here we are. Let's go. Game is on.
Yeah, pretty interesting. I don't think they're gonna draft again, right?
Yeah, they won't. They're not. They're just gonna go straight to all pick, and the teams will just pick up the heroes, and there we go.
Okay, so pretty excited here for MITH.Trust. We've been casting MITH.Trust for the last 2 days, and it seems like they've been doing quite well. Generally, MITH.Trust versus Kingdom. Kingdom is just a new team that I think has done a lot of work by simply surviving this tournament for so long. And MITH.Trust, of course, definitely want to go into the semifinals and might even want to just snag up this entire tournament, this wildcard tournament, just so that they could go in really quickly. So here they're gonna pick the heroes.
And there you go. Fast picks.
Pretty
Since
standard stuff.
Yep. Since Noki isn't here, it looks like the Visage is gonna be picked up by no CSM. Draken on the Warlock. Doom is gonna be picked up by 2D as predicted, and Yep.
Dragon Knight.
Fixus is gonna play on that Dragon Knight. Lakel's picking up the Bristleback, so this will definitely be a Bristleback carry. And he's so tanky. And the
Bristleback carry. What's the
Yeah.
main difference between the Bristleback carry and the main, standard, you could say,
offlane?
Juggernaut carry, and yeah, the offlane Bristleback as well. Maybe you can run us down on the differences there.
Okay, there's not much diff, but the thing is, because Bristleback in the offlane, usually it'll be a bit harder to get farm, but as playing as a carry Bristleback, that would usually mean he'll play in a safe lane, he's gonna get more farm, he's gonna get a lot of items up. And in this case, that would probably be maybe a fast mech, making him more tanky, and great for team fights. So at the same time, a well-farmed
Rapture.
Bristleback, you better start running, because when he's on the warpath, he's never gonna stop.
Yeah. So here we're gonna have the whole team go in. The game is paused. So we're gonna take our time here to introduce both players and teams from both sides. So on Radiant we have Kingdom from Singapore, and Draken is gonna be onto the Warlock. We have Disruptor being played by Fruits, and Doom here is gonna be played by Tootie. We also got Fixes onto the Dragon Knight. Last but not least, Shadow Shaman is gonna be played by Smashy. And on Dire's side, we're gonna have MITH.Trust all the way from Thailand, and no CSM gonna be the standing player here. He's gonna play as the Visage. Death Prophet is gonna be played by MyPro. We got Rubik being played by SD, and Brewmaster gonna be played there very nicely by KYT. And last but not least, we have Bristleback by Lacals.
Yep, and I'm really very excited to see how Myth is going to execute this lineup, because it's very greedy. They're talking about tri-core lineup, which it's something that Myth doesn't usually play. You have your Death Prophet, Brewmaster, Bristleback. These are heroes which all require farm. And at the same time, Kingdom, once they reach the level 6, the pressure is going to pile up. Shadow Shaman wards, Doom, Alt, Chaotic Offering, and even a Dragon Knight form. That's not something to laugh at. He's going to be able to melt towers down pretty fast, combined with the Shadow Shaman wards. So this way, Kingdom, they're going to have a lot of push potential.
Yep, interesting to see that. So Kingdom, pretty exciting stuff so far. And for Myth's side, I'd like to point out that this is indeed a very greedy lineup, but I am pretty confident they can pull it off. It's just up to Kingdom here to try and hold them back, and really just to materialize in the fact that Myth will not have the early game going forward.
Yep, that's true. So actually, Babel, I have to ask, who do you have your money on? Already, your rares on?
My money's in the bank, pretty safe. I am not betting on these teams, but really, if you ask me, I would love to support fellow Singaporean team Kingdom. And generally, it's really nice to see that this is just an exciting lineup. But again, I've been casting Myth for the last 2 days, so I'm a little bit split here. But Lacals is not playing a very convincing, carry. For me, Bristleback is not convincing enough. It is strong, but I would like to see, the right-click auto-attack damage rather than just a guy that doesn't die and keep, just cold spray all year, 365 days around. I don't like that.
Well, okay, the thing about Bristleback is, if you read the description carefully, just a bit more into it, is that this Quill Spray, it actually deducts armor as well. And combined with the Fish's Nasal Goo, Bristleback actually does way more damage than you'd think. And
For sure,
not only
for
that,
sure.
Yep, and
Yeah, but it's just that my preference with Bristleback is just not there.
yeah,
so,
okay.
Personally,
I can
it's my money, right? So you're asking what I can,
no problem. I totally
what's
agree.
my faith, and my faith here is just not in the Bristleback. But all right, maybe Lacals can prove me wrong. We'll see. But bottom lane is gonna be a tri lane both ways. Warlock, Disruptor, and Shadow Shaman up against that of Rubik and Visage. Plus we have Brewmaster as well, so they're gonna go in. Telekinesis is gonna be connecting here nicely on Fruits, and there goes the ground stomp, and the wall is gonna happen as well. And I think this is gonna force disengage. But no CSM is going to take a little bit more extra beating. There's not much the Visage can do so early on in this game.
Well, meanwhile, look at Fixers in the mid lane. Look at his HP. He's fallen so low so fast.
Fixers, man. Gonna have to be careful here. And the Dragon Knight and mid is pretty strong to have Dragon Knight mid, if I'm not wrong, right?
It's okay, but the thing is, you're up against a range hero, especially one like Death Prophet, where you're just able to spam your Crypt Swarm so much. And we've seen it, that this Crypt Swarm, it hurts. It really hurts.
Yeah, Crypt Swarm just deals a lot of damage, very highly spammable as well. Lacals just Quill Spraying all the way around. 2D facing a little bit of trouble here in terms of Quill Spray, but really the Bristleback doesn't give a shit about the tier 1. It's just gonna comfortably walk past it, comfortably treat it like it's invisible. But I really like the lane mechanic coming from MITH.Trust down south. I just don't see how Visage can really contribute here. It's a little bit sad that Scarab Mage got banned out. If not, that would have been a lot more useful than this Visage.
I actually would have preferred like a Vengeful Spirit over the Visage. And at this point, oh yeah, I just want to correct what I was saying is that, sorry, it's not the Quill Spray which lowers armor, it's the Nasal Goo. But the Quill Spray, it does more damage as you apply more stacks.
Yep, that's interesting. So, Visage against... I agree, Vengeful Spirit's a lot more useful than Visage. Visage really just as slow. But again, you know, these teams don't really pick out stun heroes. So, that's just the sad news that we have to bear.
Well, they have Dragonite, you know, he has a stun. Dragon Tail, that's a stun.
Yeah, but that is not, you know, overwhelming stun. It's not like Earthshaker. It's not like AoE stun potential. And generally, Dragonite is just picked up because he's more towards the mid game and not because he's a support with a stun. But that's just what I'm trying to say here.
Wow, look at Goody. He actually went all the way into the enemy jungle, the hard camp over here, just to take a hard creep, the Centaur.
This is scary. We have Rubik with Invisibility Rune going down here to the bottom lane. Probably gonna try to pick up this kill on the Warlock. Yep, Warlock gonna get thrown all the way back. Slow's gonna happen as well, but now Drake in a little bit of trouble, and there goes the last hit. Is also gonna take the fall. Meanwhile, KYT taking a little bit too much damage for my liking. He's gonna try to run away, but the Warlock's unbinding stuff there really is just gonna do a lot of work. And Visage goes down, so yeah, Fruits here doing some good work for Kingdom, making sure it's a 1-for-1 fair trade, but the first blood will go to MITH.Trust.
Yep, that was a really good use of the rune, and at the same time, I mean, this really good job with Kingdom. They actually managed to get a return kill. I wasn't expecting that.
Yep, so now they are just nicely finding a lot of comfort zone in the bottom lane here, and big plays by Rubik. I really like that catch. But again, a lot could have been done, and the ward here is not gonna spot a Rubik, right?
Okay, let me take a quick look in terms of vision. Oh, it actually does spot it.
Now it will, yeah. Alright, so Draken is just knocking on the siege creep, that's about it.
Yeah, and I'm really not used to this, seeing Kingdom play like this. Because, I mean, if you realize, they only have the Dragonite who probably counts as a carry, I guess, but that's it.
Yeah, it seems like they're just prioritizing the bottom lane farm to give it to probably Warlock or maybe just the Disruptor instead of giving it standard stuff like the DK. But meanwhile, QIT is gonna disconnect. Probably some latency issues happening here.
Yep. Meanwhile, let's actually bring up the last hit in denial chart, which is going hugely in favor of MITH.Trust.
Yep, that's actually the top and mid lane. So the solo lanes are going in favor for MITH.Trust. Meanwhile, it seems like the tri lane is working out quite well for Kingdom. But of course, you can say that the Brewmaster is also doing a lot of work here. And generally, this could either turn out to be all advantageous for MITH.Trust, or it could just nicely say that the tri lane down south could snowball out of control and probably also control the mid lane. That's what I like to see for Kingdom. But see, this is why I can't put my money in this game.
Yep, that's true. I mean, both lineups, something a bit unorthodox, both outside the box, and of course, the element of surprise. I mean, we weren't expecting to see a Warlock, we weren't expecting to see, you know, a Bristleback played as a carry. So both teams just being flexible, but at the same time, I don't know, I kind of feel from the past few days that we've watched Myth play.
Yep.
I just want to see them lose, you know, I mean...
wow!
I don't want to be mean, but I'm just saying, you know, MITH.Trust,
that's
the way they play, they're playing so crazy good. But at the same time, I just want to see an upset, you know, I just want to see Kingdom. That's why it's called the Wildcard qualifiers. You don't expect the favorites to keep winning all the time.
Yeah, true that. Probably one favorite and one upset. And so far, I haven't really had the time to check in the brackets in the top half of this quarterfinal list here, but we will have only one of these teams in this game. It's either Kingdom or it's MITH.Trust that's gonna proceed, but the other one's gonna get dropped. And I hear from you that Kingdom's pretty good, so this start here is definitely slanting in favor for MITH.Trust. And you're right, probably Kingdom's gonna upset you know, this entire community here.
Just hoping. Yeah. Twitch chat, don't go all crazy on me to all 300 viewers and all those just starting to tune in. Nah, don't get me wrong. I know MITH.Trust is a good team, and I know that they definitely stand a higher chance of winning, but, you know, yeah, I just want to see an upset just for kicks. Just make things a bit interesting. And of course, you know, MITH.Trust being the strong team they are in Kingdom, still a bit inexperienced, but these two teams have actually faced off before, and it was pretty close.
Yeah, that's pretty close here, but probably this is still too early to say. Now it's only below 5 minutes, 1-1, one per side, and I want to see some more action happening here, but there is none to offer up because simply everyone is just playing very safe. We have Kingdom just really trying to get the farm up on Warlock, and Doom is just doing pretty okay, 14-4. I like to see him do a little bit better, but of course Bristleback has just got a little bit more extra farm potential. Then speaking of that, the Nasal Goo's gonna go down, Quill Spray as well, and 2D's dropping all the way down below 50% health right now. That's a bottom lane. The gang's gonna happen here pretty quickly. Kinetic Field's gonna happen as well, and Draco a little bit too low for my liking. Before level 6 Warlock's actually pretty squishy, and I think he's just dropping here really low, but it's not gonna die just yet. Smashy also gonna drop really low right now, gonna drop the Fatal Bond from Warlock.
We can actually get KYT.
And KYT gonna take the fall, but Disruptor goes down to 2-for-1 exchange. You know, if you do the math, it's still slightly slanting in favor for MITH.Trust.
Yep, definitely. But I mean, they can't complain. Just lost 2 supports for a core, so I wouldn't say that it was really in favor of MITH.Trust. It felt relatively even.
Yeah, you're right. 2 support for core. In terms of goal, yes, there's a statistical numerical advantage for MITH.Trust, but if you look at it from, you know, just who gets the money, yes, Brewmaster is gonna have a little bit of trouble. Plus the fact that Brewmaster is only at 15-4, and by all, in all honesty, if you look at all the 3 lanes farmed or priority farmed list, is actually below everyone else right now.
Yep, and actually look at the top lane. We have a smoke gang coming up. Can they get this? Oh, they can.
Might.
It's Doom.
And yep, Doom goes in. Nice Doom. Kinetic Fuel also gonna connect. Like, has a lot of trouble in it, but this is Bristleback. It is not gonna matter. He is not tanky enough right now. He's still gonna take the fall.
So Kingdom suddenly full of life and just all this excitement coming in. So maybe, but the thing is, Draken's alone at the bottom lane, and MITH.Trust, they have to know that this is going on. But at the same time, I mean, no CSM. He's so far behind. They could actually still try and kill Draken.
I want to see them kill this Warlock right now, because this is the moment where you don't have the support with Warlock. This is the moment you have to pick him off, because they just traded the top kill on Bristleback, and you don't want to make it go uneven in terms of trade here. That's one of the tri-core coming from MITH.Trust. But 3-3 so far, 7 minutes. It seems like Kingdom is proving a point that they are still in this fight, and consolidating the fact that, you know, CS is not everything right now.
Yep. And I think at the same time why Myth they're not diving for this Warlock is because they do not know whether the supports of Kingdom actually rotated to the top with a TP or did they walk there. And meanwhile the top lane, Lakel's he's going for 2D. Can he get this kill? I think he will.
2D a little bit trouble. Here comes the pot in, and Lakel's gonna try and run away right now, but there goes the extra Shackle a little bit in range of the tower right there. Lakel's dropping really low, and it seems like it's not gonna be enough. He's just barely dying right there. And here comes Visage from the bottom lane. So close,
probably
right?
would have killed the BB if he just had 10 more mana.
Yeah, I think it just very, very close. But now, if you look at that, bottom lane, Kinetic Field's gonna connect as well, and here comes the jump in. The Warlock gonna pop the ultimate, but Draken dropping really low as well. And KYT is gonna be able to pull back, but he just successfully defend his area. No CSM takes the fall. Now, SD a little bit of trouble, the Golem is just chasing after SD, burning him alive. Rubik, oh, so close, but he's gonna be okay. Primal Split gonna be used as well, and now Fruit's a little bit of trouble. Seems like the Disruptor might just go down here. This is the Primal Split speaking about here, and we have the Kinetic Field connecting only on 2 of them. It's not even gonna matter here, but Fruits is gonna try to juke around a little bit too much. He's not gonna be able to get that done. And here comes the Golem. The
so
Brewmaster is gonna be able to pot away.
The creep blocked him. That was so sad. Oh, Death Prophet coming. They want to make a push.
Yeah, I think it's the perfect time here. There is no more Summon Golem coming from the Warlock, and also Exorcism is really going to deal a lot of damage on his tower here. Plus, if you look at that, some of the heroes are still in hell, and I think they're just taking time to respawn here.
Yep, and actually look at the mid lane. This Dragon form is popped, so it looks like he definitely wants to make a push here. No CSM, the thing is, can he actually defend this? He's only level 4,
no.
And this Dragonite is already level 8.
Yeah, I think that Fixes definitely is going to be able to trade the tier 1 at mid against the tier 1 for bottom. And the pot coming in from Draken here by himself without ultimate, that's actually pretty vulnerable for the Warlock. Needs to be very careful. Meanwhile, top lane rotation is going to happen as well. 2D is going to be this area, Smoke Gang's going to happen, Smashy, Shadow Shaman in Smoke, and Disruptor as well. I think
Yep.
it's just a new smoke here. It is I think just halfway through.
Oh,
They're gonna spot out the
he's
BB.
zoomed
There
up.
goes the Doom a little bit too early. Now he's gonna
It's a
pull
glimpse.
back.
No, it's perfect.
And
It's a
the-
glimpse. Oh, but
Oh.
just right before the kinetic field. That is so close. And a nice stun from 2D. This will be the death of Lakel's. Perfect play. Good teamwork.
Perfect play. I thought the Doom was a little bit too early, but it seems like the glimpse was just in time there.
Yep. This glimpse range is actually really far. If you look
Yeah,
at it,
man.
it's a cast range of 1,400.
OP. So glimpse
Too
there
OP.
really just gonna bring back the Bristol back and pick up the kill pretty easily. Mid lane, we're gonna see a 3-man pusher. But speaking about which, let's check in on the exorcism damage on tier 1 down south. It's not really a lot, I think barely just about 25%, but that's about it. Meanwhile, mid lane tier 1 for Dire is all the way down to just about 15% right now.
Yep. And this game, I mean, taking a quick look at the net worth chart is actually even. Look at it.
Net worth, let's check in. Oh yeah, pretty good. We got almost 1 apiece here, pretty nice. And 5:6 is the kill count. We're gonna see Fixer at the mid lane, and this DK is already level 8 like you mentioned, still at level 8, but the problem here is that he's getting good farm and no one's really addressing him. He's gonna be a problem in the mid game.
Yep, that is true. I mean, they're playing leapfrog in terms of net worth, but with a few more towers, I feel that the Dragon Knight can actually pose more of a threat. But the question right now is, what item is he going for? And judging from this overclock, it looks like he's going for a BKB just for the safe option.
Yep, you're right here. So we're gonna see the mid lane push happening, and the mid tier 1 for Dire is already down to just about 20% right now. And the entire team is gonna jump in. There goes KYT,
Oh,
jumps
there
in
we
pretty
go.
nicely. Primal split, not gonna happen. A quick silence is gonna nail him there. And Fixer a little bit too low for my liking, but it's gonna try and pull back right now. The Golem also gonna come down here from Warlock, that's about it. The whole team gonna try and push the mid lane. But there is no ultimate up for my pro. In fact, it's up. They could use Exorcism here, and I think they might just use that for defense. But there goes the Dragon Tail stun on OCSM. Increased range because it's still in Dragon form. And it's gonna pick up Fixer. Fixer a little bit too aggressive there. It's gonna take the fall.
Well, meanwhile, look at top lane. The Doom is up on Lakel's. The support's coming in. They actually have him cornered. Look at him. Look at the map.
Oh, but the kinetic fail.
He's stuck. One dead pig.
Oh man, 1 dead pig, alright. A roasted boar, my god. So hungry.
Alright, so, I mean, 2D, he has such faith in his team. The support came in wrong, but I guess Lakel thought he could get away, but at the same time, good positioning coming in from Kingdom.
This is gonna be tough for MITH.Trust. 7:7, 12 minutes in, and it seems pretty possible, but this might just be pretty interesting. It still looks dead even for me.
Yep, I agree. I mean, 7-7, this gold graph, I mean, it was going in favor of MITH.Trust way, but now it's going in favor of Kingdom. So, like I mentioned, I mean, Kingdom, the inexperienced team, but against MITH.Trust, they're really holding their own. This is such a huge difference as compared to the past
does
2
he
days
steal?
with MITH.Trust. Yep.
Okay, he just stole the Dragon Tail. So that's a stun
Oh.
from Rubik.
Yep,
Pretty
and
okay for you to leave.
using the exorcism for Roshan. Look, Roshan's actually falling decently fast.
Yep, Rosh dropping really low here. And no one else is gonna come here except for Dire, so Dire's definitely gonna pick his one up.
You have the dire Roshan advantage, really making... This could actually be a huge factor in this case. And Kingdom might actually be kicking themselves for this right now.
You're
But
right,
at
you're
the
right,
same
it might.
time, actually, Doom, he's actually really close to mech, and they might actually go for this top at a T1. You see TP's coming in, but that's it. Oh, sorry, not TP's, just one TP. This will be a free T1. At the same time, Dragon Knight, he can actually... Is he gonna pop his form? If he pops his form, just 2 or 3 right clicks, he could actually get the tower at the same time.
Yeah, but mid lane, here comes Visage. Visage without a stun, you know, there's nothing you can probably do to slow down this DK.
Bottom lane.
Yep,
Oh,
bottom lane.
no, gets away just fine. I thought they were gonna try and go on my pro, but
the
the
deny.
deny.
Right, so the deny is gonna happen here. MITH.Trust is not gonna give them extra gold for Radiant's Kingdom. They're also gonna push the bottom lane tier 1. And
Yes,
Kingdom
Shadow
4-man
Shaman's level
pusher.
8. Shadow Shaman's level 6. This will be another tower.
Yeah, the question here is, can they take down this tier 1 and pop back to defend the mid tier 1? Because Dragon Knight is trying to buy them some time. But it may not be enough. Dragon Knight there with the quick brief fire. But even then, the tier 1 and mid lane is dropping below 50%. Now T1 down south is gonna go down first. Is there gonna be any fortification? Is there gonna be any pot back here to mid lane? That's the question.
There's
And
no
I
room,
think
there's no
it-
fortification.
Yeah, it's too early. So it's not gonna happen.
Oh, they want to catch him off. Look at the movement in the map. They're smoked up. They would actually go for this. They're trying to catch him off. Oh, the
I
Visage.
think they might just run to Visage here. Visage, a little bit of trouble. No CSM.
Oh, there we go.
Glimpse gonna happen here. It's gonna get pulled back. No CSM, a lot of trouble, but here comes Exorcism. The whole team is gonna jump. The Primal Split happening as well. And now 2D is a little bit of trouble. The Doom is still gonna spill on some fire, and he does Doom down Lacounts. Lacounts is not able to use any cool spray right now, and Smashy is just doing all the work with the Shackle, but it's not gonna be enough. And my Pro's Exorcism just gonna pick him out. Meanwhile, Lacounts a lot of trouble right now, and Fixer just gonna go ham there on Bristleback, but he's gonna be able to come back with the Aegis. Meanwhile, Fixer's gonna go down, and my Pro is just jumping in with the Eusep Double already on Doom. Doom now gonna try to run back, but Fruit's a little bit of trouble. Crimson's gonna pick him up. A pretty nice steamroll is gonna be, and Doom's gonna be the only one still alive coming from Kingdom. This is a 4-man team wipe. MITH.Trust with the big plays. Wow.
What a fight. That fight totally turned things around. That's what I was talking about. The Aegis was a huge factor in that fight. At the same time, MITH.Trust with amazing positioning. They knew the gank was coming. They moved up to the high ground just in case. And actually, I do believe that the Visage was actually the bait. That was all planned.
The question is, did he die and did he buy back? Because I didn't see that.
No, he didn't buy back. He didn't die, neither did he buy back.
Oh, damn. He didn't even die. That's the problem there. The glimpse was so good. But so what? Now Crimson is just going to hold them back a little bit while the whole team pull back. And it's going to be a 20% health tower, tier 2 in the mid lane. So much value for the AG straight.
Yes, and the static stun was actually just a bit slow. It's just a bit off the mark. If he was just like maybe 0.5 seconds faster, he could actually have silenced the Brewmaster, and the fight, I believe, it could have totally turned things around and completely in favor of Kingdom. But wow, I mean, this just proves that MITH.Trust, I mean, they may be on the back foot at the moment, but at the same time, they're able to take the team fights and actually contest Kingdom.
Yeah, Kingdom gonna go with their own push right now. Warlock, no ultimate on the Golem yet. 70 seconds until that can happen. Lacao's now gonna use a little bit of that cold spray. And Fortification's gonna be used as well, the Glimpse. And 2D is just knocking on the tier 2. And here comes the Glimpse as well. Speaking about Glimpse, now Lacao's a little bit of trouble. That is the carry. Doom's gonna be used here. Lacao's a lot of trouble. It's gonna go down first. Static Storm also gonna come and silence most of the players here. But that's about it. Exorcism gonna be used as well. Here goes the Uceptor. Here comes the Pot Bang. Lacao's does buyback. 2D a little bit of trouble right now. And there goes the stun. And there goes the spell. He takes the fall. Visage gonna deny the tower again. That's the second tower Visage has denied so far in this whole game. So Gold Graph not looking so good right now for MITH.Trust, but they have denied potential go coming in for Kingdom. And hold that thought, but Fruits now, little bit of trouble. Cryptsom's gonna go in. Last smash coming from the Brewmaster. That's a lot of punch there.
Well, I mean, for that engagement, I feel that was pretty even. You got a T2 tower out of it, they forced to buy back out from the Bristol back. So overall, it was a 2 for 1 and 1 T2 tower. So I mean, I'm not sure.
The tower got denied.
The tower got denied?
Yeah.
Oh,
Visage
that
got it denied. Yeah, that's why.
Visage, crazy. I mean, this is his second tower deny.
You're right. That's what I was saying. This guy, this no CSM, this guy is just filling the boots that Noki has left here in his team. And generally, I think that they are just very comfortable knowing that even though they don't have the goal lead right now, but it's pretty negligible at just below 1k for Kingdom and denying all the goal from all the towers right now. If MITH.Trust push any tower down right now, it would slant heavily in favor for MITH.Trust. And the PC will hang.
Oh, pity. And actually, something we need to point out is that Lacao's, he's actually getting a bit of farm now because just now the supports, they actually stacked the Ancients like 3 stacks for him. So that's actually quite a lot of gold. It's approximately maybe 600 to 700-ish gold, and it's gonna be much needed, especially since the Bristleback, he only has a mechanism, and this is what I was talking about. I mean, you did mention that you don't have much faith in the Bristleback as a carry hero. I agree with you completely with that because Bristleback is very farm dependent, and now we are seeing it right now, how farm dependent he is.
Yeah, but what I really like about this team is that Bristleback, he can fall, it's still okay. That's still a tank right now. There is no one else that, he's still not a big factor in most team fight. It's still not there yet because he doesn't have the health, doesn't have the mana to spam all the cool spray in the world. And I think that right now the main factor, the real man, is the Brewmaster. That's why he's just, doing a lot of work. You see in a second last team fight where he just went in and stomped there very nicely and used the Primal Split on point, and that's where the whole team fight went towards MITH.Trust. And in the last team fight where they denied their tower again, you see the same play happening there. Exorcism being used as well, and Bristleback, yeah, you know what, he's the carry, he can die, but that's about it. So early on, I don't think he's that big factor yet.
Yep, and actually I feel that the main reason why they're still in the fights is because of this Death Prophet. The Exorcism, I mean, Kingdom, they just don't have enough nuke damage to deal with it. True, you have your Chaotic Offering, you have your Static Storm, Ether Shock, but that's it. And you're going to commit your doom to maybe the Bristleback just so that he's useless around the fights. But this Death Prophet, once again, in this Exorcism, is doing so much damage. And the Yield Scepter, I mean, it's just keeping her alive. And they always seem to be catching up this Doom. So maybe, just maybe, what they should do, I feel that Kingdom, they should actually maybe try and Doom maybe on the Death Prophet or your Brewmaster. Because we've seen this Brewmaster coming up. I mean, Primal Splits are pulling off at the right time and actually stunning the right targets. So I feel they need just a tiny bit more lockdown.
You're right. So need the lockdown, but cannot find it. Of course, this Disruptor. How do you think Disruptor is playing so far in this whole game?
I feel he's doing pretty decent. Because I mean, you can't expect a player to be perfect the entire game. So I feel that Fruits, he's really doing well.
Yeah, I think Fruits is doing a good job. But what I'm trying to say is that, you know, the kinetic feel and the static storm is not really. I think with the glimpse, it's been on point for catching. That's perfectly okay. For the glimpse, everything there is fine. But when it comes to team fight, you just lose track of the Disruptor altogether, and you don't really see the effect in the static storm. And I just want to see him play a little bit better. You know, just go a little bit more with the static storm. Probably catch, use that as the silence, in fact, and probably that's where you can see the whole team come together. Probably you see static storm, kinetic field, and the Warlock summon Golem. That's where, you know, you can see a team playing as a team. But now they're just trying to pick off as much as possible, and in terms of catching, they're doing very good. But in terms of team fight, they need to work on something. Maybe just zeroing in on the Brewmaster, maybe just silence the Brewmaster, probably Doom, not going for locales, but probably just go in on the Brewmaster first, or something like that, you know, just try and catch it, because they still have the wildcard factor from MITH.Trust. They still have the Rubik. And you have to always remember, if Rubik stills, you know, summon Golem, that's just really gonna be ham against Kingdom.
That's true. So this Rubik, really a really good pickup at this point. But at the same time, like you mentioned, I mean, the Rubik hasn't exactly been on point. We haven't seen much of an impact from the Rubik in these team fights just yet. But at the same time, you know, Kingdom, they're doing pretty well, and both teams just really playing very tough, especially with the positioning across the map, across these team fights. It's so hard to catch Myth off guard. No one's wandering off. So here we go. Maybe we might actually see a pickoff. Oh, another pause. Mic problem.
Oh, yeah. Okay, no problem. Just make sure that, you know, we have this all solved before we go in to this very important game. It's still a best of one. And Kingdom now with slight goal lead still, I think. Is it still happening for Kingdom? Let me check. Yes, it's still slightly bouncing below 1k. EXP lead going heavily inferior for MITH.Trust, so they are in fact over level here. Let's check on the hero level. Level 12 on the DP, level 11 on the Bristleback, 10 on Brewmaster. I think it's not really the big factor. It's just that Death Prophet's got a little bit more extra level, and the support on the Radiant side is not as high. That's about it. That's because of the tri-lane.
That is true. Well, I actually can't wait to see whether this Dragonite can actually have more of an impact. I mean, just a tiny bit more items. I mean, so far he's still like 600 gold away from the BKB. And after the BKB, what items do you go for next? Maybe an Assault Curse just for more team fight potential, and of course, minus Salmo and MITH.Trust just to make it a bit more squishy. So yeah, we'll see.
I like that. I like that. The item analysis is very important, and here we have a potential standoff in the bottom lane where we're gonna see 5-man from Radiant. Okay, Dire just pulled out, so forget it. I thought they were gonna go in for a team fight, but it seems like they don't have locales there, and it's not wise to do so without it. They probably want to defend the tier 2, where we're gonna see another push coming from Kingdom. Kingdom, of course, has got a slight advantage in the early game, but do they have the same advantage in the late game? That's the question, against a Tricord at that.
Okay, personally, I feel that the Dragonite's a bit underestimated in terms of carry potential. Yep, very good reflexes coming in from KYT. Oh, and the Serpent wants to place down. It looks like Kingdom, they want to put the pressure on. They know that they cannot afford to drag this late game, because a late game Death Prophet and Bristleback is very annoying to deal with. Oh,
he's gonna steal the last spell. I think it's the mess up awards. That's right, he's gonna have that. So he's gonna cast the mess up award. The Golem's gonna get summoned in here as well, and the Static Storm's gonna go in. This is perfect positioning from Kingdom, but is it gonna be enough? That's the question. Lacals is dropping really low. The Doom is on him already, but 2D really wants to pick up this kill. Level Dev's now gonna be in range. He's actually gonna go down first, but Lacal's also gonna take the fall at the end of the day, so it's still gonna be okay. But now Kingdom's gonna try and bail out. They've already got the tier 2 there, really nicely done. Smashy is still in the trees right now.
Stay in the trees, man. Stay in the trees. Don't come out, bro. Stay in there. Oh.
I don't think he's got TP right now. He doesn't
have a TP. He's probably he's thinking of one. Oh, he sees the courier. He's gonna try to snipe it.
Yeah, probably gonna try and snipe it there. There is the Massive Ward coming from Dire. This is not the one from Radiant. By the way, that's a pretty good even tier 1 trade, I think. Considering the fact that the teamfight actually went towards Dire.
Oh, this is where he's coming up, Smashy. Can you get
He
the courier?
wants to snipe the courier. I think he's gonna
wants
meet
to
up for
snipe.
that. Yeah, Lightning Squirrel. Oh my god, it's gonna be okay. Lightning Cat's gonna be okay.
Oh, and
The
I
guy's
think they
drunk.
spotted him out. They spot him out. They know what's happening.
Oh, this is a nightmare. Telekinesis is gonna get used as well. And Smashy now, I think he's just gonna steal again a massive one. What is about it? But
Oh,
Smashy
it's
definitely going down here. No problem.
so unfortunate.
Man, Visage doing good work actually with the stun coming from the gargoyle.
Yep. Okay, so here we are, Medallion of Courage. So, I mean, the Soul Assumption is so painful. Whoever he uses it on, he can actually try and burst down supports. I mean, the Warlock, he may have a big ult, but at the same time, he's not that tanky. But he's
Oh, top lane catcher on MITH.Trust. There goes the use. And MITH.Trust is gonna try and run away, but this is the guy.
Shoots. There we
He's gonna
go.
joke and wow.
There's a vision. Oh, what a silence.
Silence. Big silence.
So unfortunate.
Yeah. Nearly just used a glimpse there, and that would really just ruin the day for MITH.Trust.
Yep. Okay, so I'm actually still looking at this Warlock. Like, I want to see him get levels. I want to see him get that X Scepter. And when he has those 2 golems, oh my god, that the damage dish out.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. So here we have the entire Dire team. For the first time, probably gonna try and initiate a push. Not a counter push, but a push. They just did a bit of a counter push when the tier 2 went down for the bottom lane. But not really just going in. Now I think it's the perfect opportunity. Let's check on the cooldown. I think every single one of them is up except for Warlock. So Warlock's ultimate's gonna be up only in 8 seconds. They have to do this fast.
I think they have time. I think they can pull this off.
Yep, but the pot's gonna come in already. Now Fruit's gonna be in this area. Smashy has got ultimate. That's gonna be messed up in water again. And here comes the glimpse.
And the Dragon Knight's coming in.
Oh, Doom jumps in like that. 2D, a lot of trouble right now. And there goes the static up. This is perfect setup. And the mess up was like has a lot of trouble. Silence and nothing could do. Doom being used there. MITH.Trust gonna try to run away, but Kingdom is on the roll right now. They're gonna try and chase down MITH.Trust. And MITH.Trust also up with the Exorcism, but there goes the Shackle up on no CSMC. He's gonna take the fall first. And also, we have SD just strolling away.
Ooh, there
And
we
the
go.
glimpse. Wow, big plays. Connecting field. So MITH.Trust probably gonna take the fall here. 4 for nothing exchange. This is what I was talking about in the early game. I was mentioning Disruptor to up his game. This is it.
I mean, they get a T1 tower, but that was a fight which MITH.Trust they cannot afford to lose. So that was a really, really good fight for Kingdom. I did not expect it to happen, and just that was so manly of Fixers, man. He just walked all the way down. He was hiding in the trees over here. He just walked down, can't come into the fight, and this is really good team communication coming in from Kingdom. The position, they completely outflanked them, and MITH.Trust, they did not see DK coming.
Yeah, that was big. He just stunned one guy from behind, and really it was the summon golem. It was the disruptor. That's the big wombo combo right now from Radiant. Kingdom doing a really good job in that with the kinetic field, with the static storm. Everything else was perfect. They locked down not just one but both of the Celts, as well as the I think it was Brewmaster that got locked in as well in that area, and no spells whatsoever for both of those guys there. That's big.
Yep, so and that was a really, really good static storm used by the Disruptor. We talked about Fruits, that was amazing, and Wombo combo with Draken's Chaotic Offering, that did so much damage.
Ooh, so now we have Roshan up, and Dire is just contemplating if they should go for here. This particular position is pretty interesting, but DK is going to spot him out. So the thing here is that if Radiant wins this next big team fight, it would all go in favor for Radiant. But do note, they don't have most ultimates up. Warlock ultimate still up in 50 seconds. Disruptor has his ultimate already. And SD will steal the upheaval.
It was wasted.
Wasted.
And Draken's probably gonna fall.
DK gets heals up. He's gonna go in. And this is interesting. The primal split. Roshan's still up. Lakel's gonna take the fall first. And it seems like also 2D is gonna go down. That's doom for you guys. MITH.Trust now gonna try and survive, but OCSM dropping really low. Mess up on Ward's behind. SD getting locked out here. He does have upheaval, but no one cares. He steals mess up on Ward, but he's not gonna use them just yet.
And he steals it.
And he goes in with the mess up on. This is big. Dragon gets locked in by the wards really nicely. Aegis is gonna get wasted. SD with the big play right there. And you see Fixer's dropping Dragon again for the second life. But there goes the silence. Telekinesis. This is gonna be it. Dragon gonna take the fall. And meanwhile, KYT still lives here. And this is a big play, big victory for MITH.Trust. It's all SD, man. It's all SD for me.
Whew, I did not see that coming. I mean, I totally thought that Kingdom had that. I mean, I thought they had that. I didn't expect MITH.Trust to completely turn this whole fight around. So what a fight!
Yeah, and really, SD just stole mess up on Ward. He was camping here. He was waiting for the wards to go over it. Then he just blinked in, landed wards, really just ward trapped the Warlock, and also took down Doom. Second life of Warlock was really nothing there. And I think it's all because that, you know, Kingdom, they used almost every single thing in the arsenal in their team fight, but they were lacking the big summon golem. They didn't have that to work with. That was the problem, and that turned out really, really devastating. Really, really bad for them.
Yeah, devastating as it is. I mean, it was so close. The Warlock had 8 seconds on to using the golems, and at the same time, he actually got the Aegis. But I feel that this actually, the whole fight, I mean, the momentum started really bad for Kingdom was when Fruits had a very bad Static Storm and Kinetic Field.
You're right.
There was no follow-up, and it caught nobody. The whole MITH.Trust, they were just hiding in the edge of the pit. They were just cornering in. And when you think that Kingdom had it, MITH.Trust completely turned it around, and what a surprise fight. So this game really going back and forth, back and forth.
You know what, ChubbyBunny, this is why they say, you know, C players, you cannot praise them. The moment you praise them, some shit happens like that. So. But Fruits, man, still want to see some big plays. Here they can defend the top lane there. It's not like MITH.Trust got the Aegis. It's still okay. They just even the team fight, and it just gave them some gold, some kill lead. That's about it. 22-15. Gold lead now going for them. Slightly above 10K, but here comes the jump from KYT. It's not going to split it, and the split goes down successful. The kinetic field, and the static storm a little bit too slow. Lacal's also gonna take the fall. Lacal's dropping. Smashy is still alive. And now the whole team's gonna go, and there goes the brief fire from Fixer. Fixer a little bit late, not gonna fall in time here. And Smashy also gonna take the fall. Pretty quick kill there coming from Passat. Disruptor dropping as well. MITH.Trust is gonna stay on top right now. Fixer is still alive, but that's the only guy alive along with Tootie. Tootie just bought back, I think. He just dropped a little bit earlier.
Oh man, and this Rubik is so annoying. He used the Servant Wards again.
Oh, Fixer.
There we go, Fixer. He wants to kill.
He thinks he can tank it up. He does have the BKB. Tootie now dropping really low, but he's gonna try and pull back. I think he's gonna be okay. Fixer's still okay. So they just nicely knocked down. They just knocked out whoever that was there. I think it was Rubik. I think it was Lacal's. Just generally okay. Successful defense, but barely. This is just barely successful defense.
Oh man, and Lacal's is not having a good game. He's 4-8.
Oh man, that's right. Lacal's dropping really low in terms of net worth as well. 6.8k only. Man, this is the carry, and I think that this is where MITH.Trust really needs to take a step back. They have been, you know, yes, we know that Kingdom's been pushing the entire early game, and they just thought that maybe MITH.Trust has a little bit of lead going for tier 1s and in fact going for tier 2, but this is where you take a moment and breathe and look at your carry. He's just not farmed up, and you look at Dragon Knight. Dragon Knight is really just one reach dude right now.
Yeah, right now he went for a plate mill, so this could either be a Shiva's Guard or it could be an AC. And at the same time, I mean, this Doom, he has an Egg Scepter. This is so bad right now. This could go really, really bad for MITH.Trust. And Babael, I have to ask you, man. I just have to ask you, who do you think will win?
Oh man, this is so close, 25-17. I really think that by far across all 3 days or 4 days of our cast, this is the most exciting one. And for me, I think that MITH.Trust, I want to see Lacal's, and I think I will have my answer in 2 minutes. Alright, just give me 2 minutes. If Lacal's doesn't have anything at all in 2 minutes, this game is over. He does have only Sanjay, so I don't think Sanjay is good at all.
Well, I mean, I guess it's a way of tanking. I'm just making a bit more tankier. He needs all the items he can get, and this is probably the cheapest, best cost-efficient item he can get. This could easily be a Heaven's Helmet, seeing as he's 1,700, really, really close. And the Talisman Evasion would really help make him a bit more, what you say, a bit more tanky. And okay, just one more question. Is this the same Lacal's we've seen compared to the 2 days ago?
No.
It feels like a completely different player.
We saw Lacal's 24-2. This guy is 4-8. He probably is being smurfed right now.
Yep, and I mean, of course, MITH.Trust, as it is, they were on the back foot, but at the same time, I still feel that they can win this.
Yeah. So this is interesting. I mean, MITH.Trust is good. they're doing a very good job for this game so far, and I think that it's really just trying to hold the momentum for Kingdom. Kingdom is just really pushing as much as they can, and I think that knocking on the pushes whatsoever, Kingdom's just been on point so far for this whole game. But for MITH.Trust, they have been holding the front and big plays from SD, so if we see those level of plays again, Kingdom needs to make sure that they don't miss the static storm. If they do miss it, it's really going to be disastrous. And the key is they have to recollect back to the first successful engagement that they had in terms of 5v5 and not really dying flat out. And that's the Disruptor with the static storm up on the Brewmaster and Lacals. If they get that kind of pick off again, this is going to be devastating for MITH.Trust. But if MITH.Trust just survives that moment there, I think the team fight's gonna go to MITH.Trust, and I think my time's up. I'm gonna say MITH.Trust is gonna have this game. I think they're gonna have this game. I think they're just taking they're just on the same wavelength as me, and they know that there's nothing on the Lacals. They're gonna give him whatever farm that they can get right now, and that's gonna be important because there we go.
Yep, and Heaven's Helper. This is gonna help against the DK especially, since the Dragonite, he's the only source of right-click damage at this moment besides the Doom, and of course, I mean, MITH.Trust, like what you mentioned, I mean, they know how to punish Kingdom, and Kingdom, they cannot afford to slip up because MITH.Trust, they're gonna punish those mistakes. This is the experience of a very, let's say, seasoned team like MITH.Trust, where they actually have the potential to end the game and punish any mistakes that Kingdom could make. At the same time, this is one point out, this is a really good game.
Oh, hold that top, 2D jumping in already. MyPro, a little bit of trouble, but there goes the static storm. Kinetic for connecting on SD. That's only going to be Rubik, and I think Rubik's going to take the fall. But here comes KYT. He uses the Primal Spin really nicely. 2D not going to get stunned there, but Fixer's going to come from behind, and it seems like the Brewmaster may not survive right now. 2D is going to do a little bit of body blocking action, and I think it's going to be good enough. The Stealth Spirit is going to try and away, but they are all just zoomed in on the Earth Spirit, and I think it's not going to catch. The kinetic field is not going to do that nicely. The Earth Spirit, and there we go, Brewmaster comes back, KYT a lot of trouble, MITH.Trust is losing my trust.
It's a 3-4 trade.
3-4, wow.
I mean, I guess MITH.Trust, they weren't expecting that to happen. I mean, they were quite spread out, and it was a good static storm, but, I mean, MITH.Trust caught off guard.
Like I said, it's all gonna be up to Disruptor. Disruptor, big static storm, just deny the Rubik spell stealing bullshit, and you think you can actually win this game. So probably MITH.Trust needs to. Oh, but hold that thought. Lacal's gonna get zeroed in here. What is he doing? 1 versus 4. This man's gonna take on the whole world. Lacal's now gonna try to run away, but Doom goes down. He's looking to go down. Glimpse also gonna put him all the way back here. And no CSM comes in. Maybe Mecha's gonna save him. Probably in just a few more seconds. The Doom's gonna expire. I think Lacal's is gonna be okay. Big plays by the support from MITH.Trust. Well done. And now they're still going on. They're still going on. MyPro wants to go in. Telekinesis is gonna pull him back. Fruit's gonna go down. And wow, Death Prophet, look at that. Crypt Swamp.
I mean, that's why I said that Death Prophet can always be counted as a carry, especially with the Exorcism, and he's so tanky. He has 16 Bloodstone charges, he has a Heart of Tarask, and he has a Yule Scepter. How do you kill this guy? I mean, if he's walking around, if he's alone, and with his team around, how do you kill this guy? 3k HP. And wow. And the respawn time is so slow, so quick as well, with 16 Bloodstone charges. Fixer's gonna TP back.
Oh, Exorcism, here we go.
Oh, here we go.
The fort's gonna be used here.
Do you think Kingdom can defend this, man?
No, I don't think so. I think this is gonna be it. Fixers now. We don't have the Shadow Shaman, we don't have the Summon Golem. It's up in 30 seconds. That's too long. But Fixer's gonna get silenced. And they're still gonna knock on the Rexes. They don't have whatever arsenal that they need. 2D is gonna jump in, and Upheaval's gonna use as well. 2D just gonna land a bit of a good slow. Lacals goes in, there goes the BKB from Fixer, and a big status storm goes down. Lacal's gonna take the fall first, and KYT gonna get shackled in really nicely by Smashy. He's also gonna go down. No primal split. Big mistake by MITH.Trust. They're all gonna try and pull back right now. There's buyback on the Brewmaster, but it's not gonna be worth it. We got Fixer just chasing really quickly. MyPro gonna try and pot out. He's gonna be successful. No CSM flying as fast as those wings can take him. But there's bigger wings behind. That's Fixer. Look at that dragon chasing after Visage. This is not fair. Life is not fair. But no, CSM is just slowing down. This is Ice Dragon. He's gonna slow down, but Fixer's not gonna catch him. And they're gonna go for Roshan. This is very wise. But they need to be careful if the whole team comes now. Oh, he's not up. Yeah, oh my god. It could have gone in for the kill.
Back in the mid lane, mid lane. The Familiars are actually pointing. The Familiars are actually hitting on.
Bad Familiar. This is just bad Familiar. Really just backdooring everything. Red Dodo, man.
Oh, the range Rax is gonna fall.
Holy cow. This is unfair. This is dirty.
What a play. This is really good microing. I mean, this is a whole new level of rat.
It's perfect. It's perfect. It's holy level red. This is a giant red. coming up from Versace. No CSM doing a good job here. And I think that Roche is going to respawn right now. The Familiar is going to chase in really nicely, bump into Fruits, say hi. And Warlock going to give a bit of an evil greeting, knocking on one of the Familiar. It's not going to drop. Roshan going to spawn right now. So the timing is a little bit off for Kingdom. And I thought that maybe, you know, if the ping on Roshan didn't happen, they could have just gone in and picked up the kill on the Visage.
Man, I don't know what to say. This game is seriously going back and forth, back and forth. I mean, I still can't tell who's going to win this game. I mean, for a moment it looked like Kingdom, they were going to win, but MITH.Trust at the same time, always punishing these tiny mistakes. They know that when the ults are down, Kingdom can't fight. So that's why MITH.Trust chose to make a push. Really, really good decision-making skills here. And I can't tell who's gonna win, man. I mean, who do you think stands a better chance of winning at this point, Babel?
I still think MITH.Trust. I'm just gonna say that my trust in them is a little bit shaken. All right, but I think that MITH.Trust can still pull this off, because if you look at the previous team fight, they just got it nailed really nicely. The mid tier, tier 4 is okay, tier 3 is down, and the range backs is also down. So Kingdom, it's their game to lose right now. It's MITH.Trust's game to lose right now. If they really just play badly in the next team fight, and if Disruptor just go complete ham and Fruits just, you know, on point all the way with the kinetic field and the big static stuff, that maybe MITH.Trust is in a bit of a fight here. But we have to remember, Lacal's, he's still getting fatter every single minute. This is the real carry. He's stepping up right now.
I mean, it's 35 minutes in, but his net worth as compared to the rest, he's actually pretty far behind. But he's catching up decently fast as well.
He's catching up.
Yeah, he's catching up.
I'm just gonna say this, 6 minutes ago he's at 6k net worth, and now he's at 9k. Death Prophet is leading this entire game with 17k. That's why they're still in this game for MITH.Trust. It's all because of the Death Prophet.
Yep, I mean, this is just the respect that Kingdom have for Lacals, because they know that Lacals plays a really mean carry. It's not that the Bristleback is playing bad, it's just that he's being locked down completely the entire time.
You're right.
And wow, okay, looks like we might see a fight around the Roshan pit. I mean, right now the whole game, this whole game rides on this Aegis. I would say it rides on this Aegis.
Oh, the Familiar's gonna spot a Fixer right now.
Exorcism
gonna get used. There goes the Primal Split coming in from the Brewmaster. Draken a little bit of trouble. He's still silenced right now. There is no Summon Golem. He's gonna try and do that, and I think he can, but he gets stunned. Draken dropping really low, and there goes the Static. The Static Storm is gonna be able to nicely silence some players there, but it's not really gonna be enough. No CSM, gonna try to run away as well. The Visage dropping really low, Summon Golem, both of them gonna chase after him, and we'll check if he dies a little bit later. But meanwhile, SZ dropping really low as well, and KYT gonna be able to smash in the Skull of Draken. Finally he goes down, and the Golem now gonna check on COSM, but I think he's gonna be okay. And I think this is just bad micro. Disruptor gonna kill SD. And 2D also gonna take the fall. Wow. Okay, let me explain what that's bad micro. He just sent 2 Golem against a Visage.
I wouldn't say it was bad micro. He probably thought that the Golems would kill off the Visage. But at the same time, oh my god, the top tower fell at the top lane.
Oh, yep.
It's bad. They have buyback, but still, this would cost a lot.
Oh, okay. Aegis goes down. MITH.Trust picks it up. That team fight was big. I think Primal Split went off uninterrupted, and we see Lacal surviving longer than he should. Rubik did die a little bit late as well, but it's just all because, I have to say this, it's all because of all the stuns. It's all because of every single thing MITH.Trust had. They threw it at the Warlock. They threw it all the way at Draken, and Draken couldn't do anything in that instance. His summon go was so late. Do you know that? I think he was 6 seconds late in that instance. He could have just pulled off.
That wasn't his fault. I would feel that actually this Brewmaster and the Rubik, they're the MVPs for MITH.Trust at this point.
Yeah.
Because they're making the clutch plays. And really, wow, I mean, he came off with the perfect timing for a Primal Split, just right outside of the Static Storm. This Rubik, he's making the critical skills at the right timing. I mean, he's been stealing the Serpent Wards, and then he stole
mid
the
lane.
Chaotic Offering.
Here we go, Exorcism goes up. And the Millibreak's now gonna get challenged. Is there anything that Kingdom can do right now? Vixen's gonna be here. Fort is the only thing that's gonna buy them some time. There's no ultimate on the Warlock. He's taking too long. 40 seconds. Upheaval. 2D jumps in.
There's a Doom. There's a Doom. You can do this.
You're right. There's a Doom. Vixen now gonna go in. There goes the Mystic God. And it probably is not gonna do anything. There goes Connect as well. And the mess up one. And there goes the Static Storm. It's all gonna be silenced. Like careful of trouble. My pro also gonna get silenced a little bit, but he's gonna try and pull back. Like still at almost full health. And Vixen now dropping really low. He's gonna take on the whole world by himself. Vixen's just gonna use the Ice Dragon to his best advantage, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. And now we're gonna see 2D take on the fight as well, but Primal Split proving too hard for him. And Dragon not gonna buy back. This is gonna change things a little bit. Dragon also gonna drop the drop here. He does have buyback. But is there the ultimate for him? That's the question. It is not up. It still doesn't have the golem yet. And, you know, MyPro dropping really low. Smashy jumping out forward, but will not get a kill. SD now gonna try and survive a little bit there. Meanwhile, Visage gonna try to run away, but the Doom is still not gonna get used yet. He already used it in the previous team fight, so it's still on cooldown.
Yep, and this Visage, I mean, the way he's microing his familiars, they're really on point. I mean, they didn't notice it, but those familiars were actually hitting on the range racks at the top lane, and they got the racks. So this is a totally different level of rat. I mean, the way the no CSM is playing this Visage, it's really helping out the teams. Because right now he's actually given MITH.Trust an even bigger advantage. With the range racks down, the top lane's going to push in significantly faster, and at the same time, after bringing down the racks, yeah, he actually used them to come in for the stuns and help disrupt the fight. So the Dragonite was useless for a while. And wow, I mean, I don't know, man. We talked about Kingdom possibly winning this, but now MITH.Trust, it looks like it's really their game to lose.
It's still not over. It is their game to lose, you're right. And I'd like to say that is one big red. They just told Noki, don't play tonight. We're gonna swap a big red with you. And that's just what really happened. Big Visage play, and I think so far my personal MVP is the Brewmaster. You're right. I really like the play coming out from both Rubik and Brewmaster so far. Lacal's now is just trying to get as much farm as he can. His items is still kind of stuck. There's still a little bit jammed there. Oh, 2D's gonna jump in.
Oh, it looks like they actually might want to go for this mid push. It's do or die at this point. They really have to make something happen here. It's like a miracle, because if Kingdom actually pushes in this mid racks, the game is not over yet.
Yes, they have to make something happen, but that got silence. And MyPro now gonna pop the Mystic Guard there. It's not gonna happen. Also, MyPro now a little bit of trouble. 2D gonna zone in really big. And this is the Death Prophet really tanking all. And the Master Support gonna be used as well. But what does Rubik still? He still the Master Support. It's gonna use his own real soon. And he drops his own support. That's pretty nicely. Summon Golem now gonna be up. But so what? Aegis is gonna be used as well. And here comes back the second one. MyPro still stuck in the ward there somehow. And now no CSM gonna try to run away, but I don't think it's gonna get done. As the still stays alive, Kingdom melts really badly. Wow, everyone from Kingdom goes down like that.
Yep, and that fight went completely wrong for Kingdom. I mean, they were hoping for a miracle fight, but at the same time, that do or die play, that was it. I feel that MITH.Trust, I mean, you know, it's 2 against 5. This is GG. I have no idea how they're gonna hold this. It's a Dragon and a Doom against the rest of the world.
It's a Dragon.
What can you do?
On theory, in paper, it sounds okay. Dragon and a Doom against the world. You know, that's all you need in the real world. But I don't think it's gonna happen here in this game of Dota 2.
And Exorcism, here it comes. They're knocking on the
this is the
T-Force.
final nail in the coffin for them. And this is really bad. I like to point out, big plays by SD. He stole the mess up award again.
And
holy cow. Yeah, okay, this mess up award belongs to the Radiant.
Oh,
and
man,
there we go. That coming from the Dire. This is a ward fight. And they're gonna go in directly for the throne there. KYT, BKB up already, now gonna slow a little bit here on the opponents, but it's not gonna be enough for the kill. They're also gonna knock on the throne.
Ooh, 4-man stun by those familiars. What a play.
Yeah, man, everything is going right for MITH.Trust. They are looking for a semi-final finish for them, at least, and they're just going for it. Lacal's getting locked there by Kinetic Field, but so what? There goes also the Shackle. But it's not gonna be enough. I think Lacal's is too tanky right now. The Familiar should save him, but no, they don't care. Lacal's still gonna run away. Doom gets ills up, and he's gonna come back down from the Cyclone. No kills yet. How is no one dying in this game yet?
And look at the throne. It's actually falling really low. It's below 50% HP. I'm not sure the Kingdom can hold.
Finally
This is
they die.
GG. This is most definitely GG.
Shadow
MITH.Trust
Shaman
Kingdom.
goes down. 2D goes down. Oh my god, this is still going on. Fixel dropping really low. He's also gonna drop Draken now by himself. Also gonna go down, and Fruits is the last guy alive. He's gonna put the Kinetic Field, but that's about it. And GG getting called out here. They're done. And this will end the run for Kingdom in the MSI Beat RGN League. MITH.Trust will go on forward.
And this, I feel that this is actually the first intense game that we've seen in the past 3 days, baby. I mean, what do you think?
My best game as well. But I'm right, see? All I need is 30 minutes in a game and MITH.Trust will win. Because I had faith in them. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm just bullshitting. Ignore me, guys. But yeah, ChubbyBunny, you're right. This is the most exciting game I've casted across all 4 days, I think. And MITH.Trust just leveling the place by a lot. In fact, Noki can just AFK right now. No CSM, my new favorite Visage. What do you think of this game?
I would say the MVP place goes straight to SD. This Rubik, with the Acceptor, he made so many critical steals. He stole all the ults at the perfect time, especially in the team fights. I mean, we talked about the Serpent Wards. I mean, they were completely underestimated. With the Exorcism, they were completely neglected. And I feel that Kingdom, they kind of, I mean, there was a lot of respect for Locales, but it was too much. They kept locking down Locales and neglecting that Death Prophet. And look at him, 12-1 and 18. How fat is this guy?
Yeah. We did mention in the early game that you have the top lane Locales just completely locked down, but you know, Death Prophet and the Dragon Knight is not really locked down, and they're just farming up, and along the way Dragon Knight just kept dying, and Death Prophet just didn't die in almost every single engagement. 12-1 and 18 for my pro. Really good. And that's why I think, you know, MITH.Trust is still on top of this game, because the mid lane Death Prophet didn't die in engagement, and you have the Dragon Knight just consistently getting locked down by the Brewmaster. You have the Rubik just stealing Serpent Wards after Serpent Wards, and it's not even gonna steal Summon Golem. You know why? Because the cooldown is too long.
But at the same time, he actually did steal Chaotic Offering actually 4 times in the whole game. So that's actually really good. So really, this Rubik MVP, straight up MVP. And of course, I think it's time for us to end this. Of course, and I mean, any shoutouts, Babael?
You go ahead first, please.
Alright, so shout out to all lovely viewers, the 559 viewers in Twitch and of course in Dota TV as well. And shout out to Leoper who is watching. Thanks for supporting me, man, of course. And thank you, Babael, for inviting me to co-cast with you.
You're welcome. Huge shout out to all the viewers. Thank you for tuning in to Epic Gaming Television. Hope you guys enjoyed this cast. Of course, this is just my 4th day in casting Dota 2. Hope you guys enjoy that. If I do make mistakes in there, getting a little bit tongue-tied, that's because my mind is a little too slow trying to get the skill names sent. You know, it's just locked up in the file somewhere. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this cast. Do follow us on Facebook. ChubbyBunny is going to drop the link there. There we go. And it's perfect. Just follow us on Facebook and like us there if you like our cast. We appreciate your support. All the best. And all the best to MITH.Trust, man. Tomorrow we're going to be back with semifinals, best of 3. And that's where things really gets real. What am I saying? So yeah, drunk already. So tired out from today. Hope you guys enjoy everything. And the VOD's going to be up on our YouTube page as well. See you guys again tomorrow. Shout out to my family and girlfriend. And to Rapture Gaming TV for just having us here. Have a great night, guys.
Have a good night, everybody, and see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.